Hi guys, welcome back to Carmen's Custom Woodworks. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a review on my new 14-inch Rikon bandsaw. So stick around. Now we're going to start over here with the back of the machine. Get your motor right here. It's a 1.5 horsepower. It comes pre-wired for 110. But it is possible to transfer it over to 220. But I'll tell you what, I've been cutting 2-inch thick slabs of oak on this thing, and even on the 110 it does not even slow it down at all. Got the 4-inch dust collection hose right here, which doesn't work that well, but it keeps the cabinet from filling up with some sawdust, which helps. Get your table adjustment so you can tilt the table left or right. Goes 10 degrees one way and 45 degrees the other. Got a fence rest right there, which when you slide the fence off the table. One of the biggest issues I've had with this bandsaw, I mean I've had it for 2 weeks now. I've used it quite a bit. And setting it up is these, I don't know if you can see it right here. Right, there's 4 bolts. 2 here, 2 over there, that bolt the table on to the mount. I guess that's what that would called. But in order to get the miter slot parallel with your blade, you got to adjust those bolts and spin it around. I have tried 4 or 5 times to get that thing parallel. It's pretty close, but it's not perfect. Granted, this machine does not come with a miter gauge, and I do not have a miter gauge for this machine. Granted, it's a standard 3/8 by or 3/4 by 3/8 T slot, miter slot, but I do not have one. I actually don't even have one for my table saw over there, which that isn't parallel either. But that's a whole different story. But that's my biggest gripe with this thing so far, is trying to set the table parallel, or the miter slot in the table parallel with the blade. The machine comes with a fancy little bag here with all the tools needed and a place to put your Allen wrenches for every single tool that is needed to put this thing together. I did not need to go into any toolkit or whatever I had in order to put this thing together. For the most part, the bandsaw itself comes fully assembled. All you have to do is put the table on and then put the fence onto the table and build the stand. And that was pretty much it. The whole assembly process maybe took an hour, but I was watching TV too, so that doesn't help. But the the setup procedure, that took a second. Mainly because this is my first bandsaw. It comes with an operator's manual, and going through the manual, it goes through the whole entire process, which I'm assuming is the same for every bandsaw. I mean, maybe small little differences, but that took a second to set it up properly. And being that's the initial setup, I'm sure now that I have it set up, it will be much better. But once I have this thing set up, I've been cutting like crazy on this thing, and I have had 0 issues with it. I do gotta say, all in all, I'm pretty impressed. I mean, you can kind of see the amount of sawdust that comes off the thing. I said I have it hooked to dust collection, but from what I've heard for reviews and different things, no bandsaw is very good with dust collection. I think I may put a Y on my hose and bring a second hose, maybe a 2.5-inch hose, up in this general vicinity, because that seems like where that's all the dust is coming off. I mean, you can see it all over the knobs and everything. But as far as the cabinet dust, there's not too much in there. There's a little pile over there, but dust collector I have it hooked up to isn't very big. But there's 2 different speeds. We got 1400 feet per minute or 2900 feet per minute. There's 1 belt. The belt came all set. as far as tension wise. I didn't have to mess with that. They told you in the operator's manual how to do the procedure for that. And the same thing with the bandsaw blade itself. There's a nice fancy little gauge in there to tell you what to do, or how to use it, or what the tension to put it on. And inside the upper cabinet, there's a nice little window there to make sure that your blade is running towards the center of your wheel. Although I've heard that you should actually you want the gullet itself, the bottom of the gullet, or you know, close to the teeth, to the close to the center as possible. It puts better tension, gets your blade to cut tighter. There's a nice little quick reference guide on the inside with different size blades to use, and just in case you get any problems or anything like that. But all in all, for the price, I gotta say I am quite impressed with it. I have enjoyed using it. I bought this thing on a whim without even reading a single review on it. Went to my local WOODCRAFT and saw the price and was like, it's the worst that could happen. Just wasted 800 bucks. But hope you enjoyed the review. I would highly recommend this bandsaw to anyone that is, you know, looking for a bandsaw. And you guys have a good day.